Welcome back to another video in the series. This video, I'm going to try and get this engine down inside the engine compartment and get as much done as I possibly can, because I got to get this thing done. Redid the timing chains, resealed this thing, deleted the counterbalance. Now it's time to go back in there so we can get this thing ready for 24 hours of lemons. Before I start putting this engine in there, I'm going to hop inside here. And I took the bell housing bolts off, hoping that I could take the bell housing out with the engine. So since it looks like I got plenty of space, I'm going to go ahead and get those top two bell housing bolts that connect the bell housing to the transmission. And I'm going to connect the hydraulic line to the hydraulic clutch. That seems like it'd be easy to get to since it's just sitting there. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right, so I got the top two of the bell housing bolts in there. They get torqued to like 23 foot-pounds. I put the hydraulic line in there. Now I'm going to put the engine down inside there. What I try to do is I try to get the transmission and the engine at about the same angle, and then I'll try and get it to where at least I'm on the dowels, the locating dowels. And then once I get at least on the locating dowels, I'll try to get some bolts started and suck it in. So we'll see. Hopefully this thing goes right in. Hopefully the input shaft lines right up. Wish me luck. All right, so that went pretty well, lined up pretty well. I just took my time. I usually use the dowel, where the locating dowels are, and I'll use those to kind of walk it in. Don't try and force it because you can break stuff that way. So it's just hanging here right now that all the bolts are in for the trans. I'm going to put the motor mounts on there so I can set this thing down under its own weight. These get torqued to 60 foot-pounds. The transmission bolts are 30 or 33 foot-pounds. All right, I got both motor mounts on there, torqued down. Everything's lined up. I got the bolt started for the exhaust. This thing should sit down on its own now. All right, the engine is in, sitting on the motor mounts. I'm going to go underneath there and I'm going to finish tightening up the exhaust. Put the starter in. I'm not going to bring the camera down there because I just don't like filming down there. I don't think I get very good footage, but I'm going to finish up everything on the bottom, then I'll come back up here and get this thing all done up. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the two motor mount nuts. Those get torqued to 46 foot-pounds. This part might be a little tricky. I'm going to tighten the crank pulley on there. It's not all the way seated. I just got it on there enough to where I could hold it to torque whatever I was torquing on the back. So now what I'm going to do is I got the factory nut in there, the factory bolt in there. I have the car in 4th gear for the 1-to-1 ratio, so I'm not multiplying any of the torque that I'm putting into this thing. And if this had an e-brake, I'd have it on, but the e-brake doesn't work. So I got wheel chocks on the wheels, so the car won't move forward as I tighten this down. So I'm going to try and get this thing to about 100 foot-pounds. The specs are 37 plus 90 degrees. That's with the new bolt, so I'm going to see what 90 to 100 foot-pounds gets it. Hopefully it'll suck it on there. So I tightened that crank pulley down to 100 foot-pounds, and it looked to me like it was sticking too far out. So I wasn't sure what was going on there. So I put the crank position sensor and the water pump pulley on. You can see it's lined up, and the crank sensor also lines up, and I'll put that on right now. That's torqued to 90 inch-pounds. All right, so here you can see the crank position sensors lined up with the cutouts on that pulley, as well as the water pump pulleys lined up. Of note, when I was at the dealership, we replaced one of these engines, and the crank pulley did not have the right diameter. We got no start condition because that little reluctor wheel was too small or whatever, but the gap between the crank position sensor and that reluctor wheel was too big, so be mindful of that. All right, since I got the water pump pulley there, I'm gonna go ahead and install that. There probably is a torque spec for this thing, and it's probably around 90 inch-pound per bolt, but I don't feel like holding on to this thing, so I'm just gonna hit it on there with my impact. Don't hit it too hard. Again, these things are probably only like 100 or maybe 20 5 foot-pounds or something like that. So they don't have to be super tight. Before I put this intake manifold on, I'm going to put this new gasket set on there. This is Fel-Pro, part number MS96669. I'll put that part down below in the description. Now I'm going to clean the gasket surface, make sure nothing falls inside the intake ports. Then I'm going to install the intake manifold, and that gets torqued to 89 inch-pounds. And you tighten from you basically work from the inside out when you're tightening them up. All right, now I'm going to connect this EGR tube. Now see if I can route this fuel line to where it was. Alright, I got the intake on, EGR tight, fuel system's connected. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the electrical system, so I'm going to lay the wires all on there. I'm not going to plug in the fuel injectors because I'm going to prime this engine. I don't want it to fire. So I'm going to wait to plug those in, but for now I'm going to lay all the electrical. And not to forget about the ground straps on the back of the engine. Very important to get those ground straps or you could have a slow start condition. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the heater core. There's a bracket back here, and then there's 2 hoses that go on there. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach the PCV and the vacuum hoses up over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my ignition bracket back on. And with the ignition bracket in place, I can go ahead and put the coil pack and run the wires to the spark plugs. There's a couple more vacuum lines I had tucked up over here. The evap line that goes up right behind the throttle body, and then the brake vacuum line goes to the back of the intake. Alright, I think I got most of the electrical system on there, the ignition system on, vacuum lines. Now I'm going to move to the front of the engine. I'm going to go ahead and put the alternator in place and torque these. I'm not sure what the torque specs are on these, but I'm going to put them to about 50 foot-pounds. 50 to 60 foot-pounds ought to do it. And you can connect the alternator. This, I already connected the harness part, but this little 10 mil here, this thing doesn't take much torque at all. I've seen people over torque these and rip that little stud out of there. So these things, I mean, this thing's just maybe a little bit beyond snug. All right, now I'm going to put the idler pulley on and the tensioner on. I just saw on the service manual that these are torqued to 35 foot-pounds, so my 50 ought to be enough. These are also torqued to 35 foot-pounds, these two. Now we can put this power steering bracket back on. Now I put the radiator in here. Now I took the condenser off of this thing because we don't need it anymore since we deleted the AC. Now we can slide this fan down into place. And now we can do the lower radiator hose, power steering, the expansion tank. We'll get all that stuff put on here as well. Alright, so before I block all this stuff off, I need to get an accessory drive belt for this thing. And I deleted the AC compressor down here, which shouldn't be an issue because the way the belt usually goes is down from here, from the power steering pump to the AC compressor, and then back around the water pump, so I could just short belt it and go around the power steering pump to the water pump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of string and I'm going to wrap it around in the route that the belt would be in, and then I'm going to measure that and go to the store and get a couple of different belts that are around the same size in a 6 rib. Alright, so I got my string laid out on my measuring tape, and it goes to about 68 inches. I'm going to account for that thing's a little bit stretchy, and yeah, maybe I'll get like a 69, 68, or 67, somewhere in there. Probably get 3 different ones, see which one fits the best. Alright, based on my measurement, I got a couple of different belts here. We'll see, hopefully one of them fits. Alright, so the 71 3/4 6 rib belt fit pretty well. It's actually pretty tight on there. I'd almost want to go 71 1/4, maybe a ½ inch smaller with a 71 1/4. But this will work for now. The part number is K060711 Alpha. Alright, now I can put the air intake in there. And to finish it off, put this air down back on. Alright, for oil I got Royal Purple 5W30 full synthetic. No oil leaks, that's good. Now for coolant, I'm just going to run some straight distilled water. Alright, I got the battery hooked up. I got the charger on there, so I don't drain too much of the battery. Because remember, I don't have the fuel injectors plugged in, because I want to spin it over without it starting. Plus, it'll prime the fuel system and stuff. But I want to prime the oil system to try and get any of them tensioners tight. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the engine over a few times and hopefully prime the oil system. Now I'm going to put some brake fluid in here because when I had the hydraulic clutch disconnected, all the brake fluid drained out. So I'm going to put some .4 in here. This system is self-bleeding, so the more you pump the brakes, or I'm sorry, the more you pump the clutch, it should bleed itself out of all the air. So you just pump it like 70 times. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and plug in all the injectors and see if this thing will fire up. Alright, here we go. We're going to see if it'll fire up. That started right up. I mean, that thing didn't even hesitate. It sounds quiet, way better than it did before. Well, thanks for watching the series. Now that I'm finally done with this thing, I can get it over to where it's getting the roll cage put in there. If you got any questions or anything, put it down below in the comments. And thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe.